Okay, now welcome to FICO course. Um, if you have to see what will be the roadmap, before discussing the roadmap, I'll just go over some of the processes on the front end so that you can get an idea how we'll be proceeding with the learning of FICO, starting with configuration and process mapping and everything. Now, if you look at this, this is basically the master data for GL that we have maintained, okay? And we can check what kind of company accounts are being maintained and what is the current status of the company. So this is the company code, ZAP 9, and we have made GL accounts from this chart of accounts. Now, chart of accounts is the group or collection of accounts or account heads. Now, these are the categories in the chart of accounts, broad categories under which we create GL accounts. So if this is the starting point, we need a company code. And of course, then we'll decide our roadmap, how to chart our progress in SAP using GL master data, and that will become the backbone of the entire enterprise. What enterprise are we looking at? We'll be looking at uh, an automotive case study, and we'll be creating our own company code, our own chart of accounts, okay, and our own GL accounts, okay. If I say
जी
ZAP 9, we'll take another company code. For example, this is another company code, ZAP 9. We're also building another company in a different geography, that is Bahrain, and the currency codes, the company codes will be different. Same will be the case with not only master data, but with uh, the document entry as well. So if you want to see what documents can be entered or have been entered, okay, I can go to document list and I'll pull every document that has been entered in this company code. So company code is basically a unit, an operational unit that creates its own financial statements. So I'll pick any random document. This is the document number. It was created in this year. Types, we'll discuss what are the types. Okay. Now this is basically a document, a GL document that was entered on 1st January, and salary and rent were charged and cash was paid in exchange. Okay. And these cost centers were basically charged with this expenses. Okay. So this is how a typical GL journal entry will actually look like. Okay. Now this is again salary and rent account, and this cost center is being charged. So we actually also need segments, cost centers, profit centers, company code, okay? And the company code,
जी
we have to create this, we have to create this as well. And we'll be creating the document number ranges also, okay? So all in this discussion, if we wrap up, we will have to first work on the organizational units, okay? We will go and head towards the front end and see how to proceed with our company code. Now, for that, we'll have to start with configuration, SPRO. SAP reference IMG. Okay, now, if we talk about the FICO roadmap, we'll be creating organizational units. And with organizational units, we'll also create chart of accounts. Plus, we'll be creating fiscal year variants, posting period
सर ये
variant.
official ईयर वेरिएंट का मतलब क्या होता है?
I'll tell you that. The dates I showed you the dates entry that is basically governed by fiscal year variants. Posting period variant, and then we have ledger settings, currency types settings. Then we have controlling area settings, profit center, master data, and of course, standard hierarchy, then cost center hierarchy, material ledger. This is the first phase of our discussion that will be ledger. Ledger. Okay. So organizational units, what do we have is first company code, company. Now, this is our back end for configuration. Every node is available here for finance, controlling, logistics, sales distribution, material master, plant maintenance, production, HR, personal management, time management, payroll. Okay. Now, we'll start with enterprise structure, definition, and financial accounting define company. Okay, new entries. We'll go for PAP, which is P595, city is Chicago, country is US. But let's do one thing. No. GB, Civil Street. GB. Language keys English. GBP will be the mother company's currency. Now, this is company is the mother company. We'll save it. Okay, now company is made. The next step is we create a company code. Okay, company code data. And what we can do is new entries, PAP9, PAP9 Dubai. country AE, currency will be AED, language will be English. Now, mother company is located in London. One of its subsidiaries is in Dubai, which is AP9. Okay.
सर आपने ये पिछले में अभी जर्मनी का रखा था तो इसमें दुबई का क्यों रखा है आपने? ये
I'll
इसकी
tell you that.
सब्सिडरी है?
I'll tell you. Yes, this is subsidiary, but that will actually make it easy for us to understand the currency exchange conversions. Okay. Currency conversion settings will be easier to understand then. Okay, company code is made. AP9, Dubai, company code is made. Okay. Next is we create a segment. In segment, we have SUV division and passenger vehicle division. So what we'll do, new entries, map 9, passenger vehicles, SUV. We'll be creating two types of vehicles in our company, and these segments will actually drive profitability, and the reports will be based on this. Okay. Next is after definition, assignment, financial accounting, assign company code to company. Now, over here, we'll find the company code, which is EAP9. SAP is our company. So one company can have multiple company codes, if you see. Okay. So company codes report to the company, the mother company. That is basically the idea. Now, this company's currency is different, and this company's currency is different. This is what happens with international companies, right? Okay. Next step is financial accounting. Global settings, ledgers, fiscal year, maintain fiscal year variant. Now, what is a fiscal year variant? Some companies will follow July to June, some companies will follow calendar year, January to December. Okay. So this is the setting basically for the fiscal year. We will have 12 normal months and 4 extra months for adjustment entry at the end of the year. Okay. And we will assign K4, which is calendar year, that company code it is assigned at the company code level. K4, save, and save. Next is posting periods, and we will be assigning posting period variants to the company code. Use EAP9. EAP9 posting period value. Okay. Save, save, assign variants to the company code. EAP9, EAP9. Save, save, Okay. Open and close, maintain all. Double A42. I'll just pick up this template that we have maintained. Control Y, and we get this plus symbol.
सर ये ओपन एंड क्लोज का क्या मतलब है इसमें?
I'll tell you. Copy, open and close. Now, posting period variant is EAP9. New entries. Okay, now we'll have to put maintain all. Double A42. Okay, we'll just select these and we have EAP9. Control Y. And PAP1. Now, we are allowing certain account categories to post their transactions, and these months are open for transaction journal entries in these categories. And what are these categories? These categories are A for assets, B for customers, K for vendors, M for material, S for GL. So starting from the very start of the range, which is empty range, to the very last of the range, all of the asset accounts can post from month 1 to 12. And 13 to 16 are special months for adjustment entries. Okay. And same goes for all the categories. Now, plus is basically for all of the categories, covering all of the categories. Next comes the important part, which is general ledger accounting, master data, GL accounts, preparations, chart of accounts, edit the chart of accounts list, entries, EAP9, charts of accounts, maintenance language will be English, length of GL account number will be 10. Save. Save it. Assign company code to chart of accounts, PAP9, and we'll add the chart of accounts here. Save. Okay. Now we'll define the account group. Account group will take up L9. Now this is L9CA. Now this is the template that we created of another company code. And Control C, new entries, PAP9, Control Y. Oh, oh, oh. P89, copy, control, enter. Okay, now save, and we'll save it. Now, control. Let's go back. Zap 9, I'll copy this. Control C, 89. Okay, P89. Okay, now we have some visibility. Data was saved, is done. Next, ledger. Now, this is a very important part. But before that, field status variants, assign company code to field status variants. Now, what are field status variants? Check. 1809. I'll assign the default 0001. Save and save. Okay. Now, field status variants basically control your GL account fields whenever we are entering some field, for example. Okay. So look at this 001. Every GL account must have these controls. For example, material GL accounts will have this control. Okay. For example, if I double click this, and it will have a relevant materials management controls for every field, like fields like purchase order, transport order. So we can hide them, or we can make them optional, or we can make them required entries. Okay. Or if we look at other controls, other parts of the variance, and for your additional account assignment for cost accounts, over here the cost account can be made mandatory or optional, whatever the process may be. So these controls have to be made journal entries. Oh, now ledgers, field status variants have been done as well. Now we'll go for ledger, define settings. Okay, enter. Across the SAP landscape, we have one leading ledger and it cannot be replaced. And that is called the leading ledger, the 0L ledger, which is defaulted by SAP. Rest can be subsidiary ledgers or complementary ledgers. And there are like two types, standard and extension ledgers. Okay. Both these ledgers can have entries, manual entries, but extension ledger always copies entries from either the standard or the leading ledger. Okay. 0L company code settings. Okay, over here we'll have our company code position because every company code will send its transactions through this leading ledger by default. So we already have EAP. Okay, now we want a global currency plus a freely defined currency. Okay, so double click. Fiscal year variant, it's already assigned. Posting period variant, it's already assigned. Check this. Accounting principle will be GAAP. Functional currency is 10. Okay, now we have dirhams as the company code currency. Now we want a global currency which will come from controlling area. Next is currency conversion settings. Over here, we'll make new entries for company code, which is PAP9 currency type Y1. Y1 currency will be, we have dirhams, USD will come from currency type 30. We want GBP. Source currency is 00, which is document currency. Exchange rate type will be average rate M. And translation date will be the day the document will be posted, posting date. Okay. Enter. So why are we fixing GBP here? Because GBP is mother currency as well. So we'll have reporting in GBP for mother company. GBP. Okay. Let's save it. Okay, enter. Okay, now we come back to ledger and company code settings. Company code settings. And we'll press this back. And over here, we'll add Y1, the one we entered. Okay, in currency conversion type settings. Save. Global currency will be filled from controlling area. Okay, enter. Okay, data was saved. Next step is controlling area, and then we'll wrap up our first lecture. Controlling, maintain controlling area. This is an important step. Maintain controlling area. Enter new entries. Controlling area will be equal to company code, which is PAP9, and it will copy all the entries. Cross company code, cost accounting. Yes. Over here, we have company code. No, we want 30, which is group currency and USD as the currency. And USD chart of accounts is copied. Fiscal year variant is copied. Financial statement version will be international, which is default. You can change it later. Save it. Okay, let's save it. I hope all is clear with you, Safa.
जी सर.
Okay, next step, one last step. OKKP/n means new session in the same window. Okay, position PAP9. PAP9 is the same controlling area settings. Okay, cost center hierarchy will be PAP9, the same code, and then activate components. It will ask for the standard cost center hierarchy to be made. We'll say yes. New entries 2024 component for cost centers will be active. Orders will be active. Sales order cost object project will be active. We'll calculate variances as well. Assignment of company code will be done here, and that is PAP9. And your baseline configuration is done. From the finance part. Okay, we'll create plants also, but later in the later steps. Okay, let's stop. Okay, right now.